What's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. Today what I have for you guys, we're going to be talking about the new early access download update for Black Ops 6. We're going to talk about the file size, how you can download it early for yourself, and all the information that we have on that so far. So if you do find today's video helpful or informative, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. So a quick reminder, yesterday we went over and talked about the new Call of Duty HQ update. This is going to be update 1.56. It will go live this next upcoming week. You need to download this update if you want to play Black Ops 6. So I highly recommend you check that out. It's fully going to change the Call of Duty HQ app and the whole interface is going to get updated. So make sure you check it out. I'll have it linked down in the description. Before we get into it, a quick word from our sponsor, Mitch Cactus. It's a store that can get you the most exclusive operators, help you unlock mastery camos like Interstellar or Borealis, all the zombie schematics, and even Black Ops 6 packages coming soon. They don't use unlock tools or mods, so you know it's 100% legitimate, and they have over 10,000 verified reviews on Trustpilot. You can use code Chidzo for a 5% discount. The link will be down in the description. Anyways, it looks like people are already starting to get their hands on Black Ops 6 earlier than usual, with a whole lot of copies floating around. So a couple of them posted this. This is the version of the Xbox Series X and the Xbox One. You can see right here it says Black Ops 6. You can see the front of it, and then you'll notice at the bottom it says requires internet. That's something we did talk about yesterday, where the game is not going to be accessible, not even the campaign, unless you have an internet stable connection, which is a little unfortunate because for those of you guys who may have like server issues or internet outages and usually like to play the campaign, that unfortunately is not going to be the case. But then when you take a look over at the back of it, it says the best-selling franchise on Xbox, and then you also see a photo of Adler, and it showcases him and what he looks like here. Then it also showcases the different modes that are available. So you have campaign, multiplayer, and zombies. The photo here is a little bit blurry. Someone else ended up posting a photo. This is the version of it on PlayStation, and instead of saying the best-selling franchise on Xbox, it now says it on PlayStation. It also has the mode, same exact photo of Adler. But then when you take a look here at the bottom, it says right here you have one network player, no offline modes, and that's because we mentioned earlier that you need internet connection. And then following that, it says 2 to 12 network players, PlayStation Plus subscription required. It's telling you that the lobbies will be around 2 to 12 players, indicating that we may not see any big modes. For example, Ground War, where you have up to like 24, 36 players, the large scale modes where you have like 12v12. It doesn't look like that's going to be happening here, or at least in the early stages of Black Ops 6, because obviously the information that we're getting here off of this case is just meant for at launch. Maybe like a couple seasons in, they could decide to bring in these bigger base modes, and it is a possibility they could do that with an update. Just take note that all this information is for launch and is subject to change. But the next thing that they mention is it's going to need 145 gigabytes minimum required for the entire game. Now, the first couple of things is, number one, it's probably including Call of Duty HQ, which is going to be around 50 gigabytes. The second thing is it's including campaign, it's including multiplayer, and it's including zombies. And then it will also more than likely include the first couple of updates that we have. So for example, the season 1 content update, season 2 content update, and any other changes and updates that they do add into the game, they're usually including it. So they're just telling you that you should have over 145 gigabytes of space available on your PlayStation or Xbox, so you don't have any issues downloading the game. But this is the information that they gave us here on the back, and this is pretty much what we see here. The Xbox version only says optimized for Xbox Series X, smart delivery, online multiplayer, cross-generation play, cross-platform play, and 4K Ultra HD. They don't mention the file size or anything like that from what I'm seeing here. Now, you may be wondering, with all these people who have the early copies of the game and are getting it early, why isn't there any gameplay being showcased so far? So there's a couple reasons for that. Number one, it is required to have the new Call of Duty HQ update downloaded in order to access Black Ops 6, which the update for that has not gone live yet, and we talked about already, will go live next week. So that's number one. The second thing is it says that you do need internet in order to play, so they can't jump into offline mode and play the campaign. And then when it says internet is required, this also means that you need access to the online servers, and usually Call of Duty will keep these servers offline until at least maybe like a week before the game goes live. Then they will usually have it public, and then they will test it out to get all the last finishing touches. And if people do have early copies of the game, that's usually when the gameplay and the spoilers, the campaign leaks, and all that stuff will start popping up. So for now, you don't have to worry about the spoilers, but more than likely starting maybe next week after the COD HQ update goes live, people might start being able to access these servers and be able to play this. So just be aware of that. If spoilers do pop up, I won't cover them here, but I will give you the sources to where I've seen them. So if you do want to watch them, it's optional, but I'm not going to spoil anything for you guys. But the next thing that we have is the actual early access download in itself. So at the moment, there's actually file sizes that are starting to pop up. For example, the Black Ops 6 campaign packs. According to PlayStation Game Size over on Twitter, he posted this the other day. He said Black Ops 6 campaign pack 1 of 2, download size soon. The preload is going to start on October 20th at midnight and will release on October 25th at midnight. So it's giving you time to actually download the campaign packs 5 days before the official release of the game. Now remember, this is for PlayStation, but before we talk about the other dates, he ended up posting this as well, and he said Call of Duty Black Ops 6 PS4 download sizes. Campaign pack 1 is going to be 11.5 gigabytes. Campaign pack 2 is going to be 15.9 gigabytes. Multiplayer pack will be 12.1 gigabytes. The preload for this will be October 20th and will release on the 25th. Now, unfortunately, as I'm recording this, he has not posted the file size versions for PS5, but more than likely for PS5, it's probably going to be around like 5 to 10 gigabytes difference in terms of the file size. So maybe a little bit larger with the campaign packs and then the multiplayer pack. But overall, when you see here, the actual download for the game itself and the packs is really not that big. So it did mention 145 gigabytes that we talked about earlier, but as you see here, the downloads that you're required is not really that big because most of it you already have available with COD HQ, and then later on with the updates that come out with Season 1 are probably going to be taking up the majority of the file size, but the actual game itself is really not that big. Now, for those of you guys who are on PlayStation, usually these updates are automatic. So what will happen is on October 20th, it will end up popping on your download section, and the download should automatically start for these 3 different packs. If you're on Battle.net, usually they get the earliest access to the download. So maybe a couple days even before PlayStation does it, you'll probably end up getting it maybe like on the 19th. You will be able to download them. File size will probably vary as well, and then maybe be a difference of like 5 to 10 gigabytes. And then you also have Steam and Xbox, but you have to usually manually do that for these platforms. So that means you have to go into the management files, actually go into the DLC content, and then make sure you have the packs checked. And then when you check them, it will automatically start the download right after that. And usually you'll have to do that by yourself. So I'll let you guys know exactly how you'll be able to download it depending on the platform once we have the blog post go up from Call of Duty and we get a little bit more information on that. Anyways, I'm gonna leave you guys off with one thing. For those of you guys who actually want to play the game early, this actually worked for me last year, and it was through Call of Duty HQ, so you don't have to worry about that, is the New Zealand method. So the servers themselves go live depending on the region. So for example, whatever region it becomes midnight on October 25th, that's when the game will become available for that specific area. And it doesn't matter if you have it on disc, it doesn't matter if you have it digital, what platform you're on. So what people will do is they'll go to the very first server that will get it first, and that is New Zealand. In my case, I'm Pacific Standard Time, and New Zealand is 20 hours ahead of me. So what I do is I change my server location, like I change my actual account details to New Zealand, and that will make it so that I'm actually over at New Zealand, and then they make the servers go live for me, giving me access 20 hours before the game actually releases for Pacific Standard Time. So you basically get to play the game almost an entire day earlier, and that's usually what happens. It's very easy to do over on Xbox. I believe it's very hard to do over on Battle.net and Steam, mainly for the reason that when you create your account, you can't really change the region too much. I'll have more details once we get a little bit closer and show you guys how to do it. Last year, what I noticed is that although these servers did go live for New Zealand first, and I was able to get on through my Xbox, what they did is they had it to where any friend who has that person added can actually just join their game session, bypass the servers, and be able to play online. So if you have a friend that did this New Zealand method and they loaded up into an online match, you just literally click on their name, join party, and you would be able to get online yourself. I'm not sure if they're going to do the same exact thing here. Usually they're very lenient. As soon as the servers go live in New Zealand, they're not really as rough and as hard on everyone else because the game is pretty much technically officially out. So they make it a lot easier for everyone else to get on. And sometimes they even allow the servers to go up a little earlier for other regions. Don't worry, I'll have more information for you guys. If you guys want anything else covered here on the channel, don't forget to comment down below and let me know. But it's been your boy Chisel. Thank you guys for tuning in. Drop a like and subscribe for more videos like these. But hopefully I'll be seeing you guys back on the channel again. Peace.